to Disco Disco Gaming, where today we are going to have a look at probably the one and only handheld of the year below the $100 mark that is supposed to be able to emulate PS2 and GameCube quite well. It is the Mangmi Air X, developed by some ex-employees of Ayaneo, from what I've heard. We will see whether there are some similarities or not to Ayaneo handhelds. Certainly the price is not, because this one you can get for $90 minus a $5 discount directly from the website. It's available in 3 colors. I got the retro Game Boy Color, again for $90 minus the $5 plus delivery costs depending on the country. I always get the one without the cards, the SD card, since I have my own backups at home and my own ROM collection. Check out the website for all the information and everything. That's a brief overview of the specifications. It's a Qualcomm Snapdragon 662, 4 GB of RAM, 64 GB of internal memory, Wi-Fi 5, Bluetooth 5, USB Type-C, and Android 14. In terms of benchmarks, it's somewhere slightly above an all-winner A527, and obviously way above the good old Rockchip RK35XX that we have seen in probably thousands of devices up until now. That's just how it is. So great to have a new chipset here that we can look at. But yeah, let's have a look at what we get here out of the box. Again, that's the no SD card model here. You get a nice case included for the price of $85, which I think is really, really great. That's the packaging. Nothing unusual here, I would say. Let's try to get this one open. Yeah, might just take a second. You know, if you don't have scissors around, that's what you get. A lot of force and calories that we are burning today doing a handheld unboxing. There it is, the Mangmi Air X. Not sure, is it Mangmi, Mangmi? I'm gonna call it Mangmi, as I think most of the people do. Let's rattle it a bit. Yes. Got a leaflet here with all the functions per button. Screen protector included. Again, very nice, you know. Actually, I cannot remember if it was included or not, or whether I paid the $5. USB-C cable. And there it is. Let's unwrap it. Last step, and then we will be almost there. This looks awfully familiar, not just in terms of design, but also the color matching, etc. Yeah, now let's have a look at the keys. Not too clicky. I like the analog sticks. Shoulder buttons and triggers also fine for me. We got the speakers here, left and right. DF card, SD slots, yeah, headphone jack, USB-C. We got a fan exhaust, volume, and the power button. Look at the triggers again, and the buttons. Yeah, again, not too clicky for me. I think that's quite fine. I would say playable at night. Women acceptance factor should be just fine. Do some size comparison, and that's why it is familiar. Look at this compared to the Ayaneo Pocket Air. there are quite some similarities here in terms of color matching, the vents. Also on the back, yeah, I think you can see the influence of Ioneo here, or, people that worked here. This is the DreamUI Smart Pro. This is what you literally got for 100 or slightly less about a year ago. So it's amazing where we got in just 1 year. I think it's an amazing value. I like the quality. I like the design of it. Look and feel, it's really nice. And now, let's dive into what it can do. I'm not going to bother, showing you everything that's below PS2 and GameCube. I think PSP we are going to look at. You can see, for PS2, this is now pretty much with standard settings and using the 50 FPS version, so the PAL version. Not ideal. There is still some tweaking you can do to get it to run a bit smoother. I would say playable. Probably it's going to play maybe 75-80% of PS2 games just fine. Pretty much the whole catalog if you do some lighter to heavy tweaking. But again, we are talking below 100. I don't think there is anything below this price point or at this price point that can match it. And yeah, you also have some games here, SSX Tricky, also in Nether SSX2. This one is running really, really smooth. Not the most demanding game, but you can see what this handheld can do. If I compare it to my good old Logitech G Clouds that my kids are using, this one actually runs better with some modifications. Cannot match the Logitech G Clouds ergonomics, I would say, but yeah, again, it's below 100. The G Cloud back then was, I think, even way above the 300 or 250, depending on the country. I'm going to show you now another game, one of my favorites, that's Automodelista, again in Nether SX2. Widescreen patch applied, otherwise I didn't change anything, and that is fine for me. Obviously you can't do any upscaling and stuff, but I think we are not there yet with respect to below $100 handhelds. Let's talk in a couple of years, but this is an amazing performance for what you are paying, and the quality, the materials. This could easily pass as a $150 to $100 handheld in terms of what they are using here. I really, really like it. The only thing maybe, the glossy buttons and D-pad, that's something that I could also live without, to be honest. But the feeling is, look and feel is nice. Ergonomically, it's also okay. I think if you are looking, and this is now actually one of the great systems that run on it. For PSP, it's just amazing. I remember the DreamUI Smart that I got last year that could not play the PSP library, or at least not all of it, and certainly not without tweaks. This one is the PSP machine. So I would, recommend this handheld to everyone that is into PSP games. Everything below PS2 and GameCube. Plus, you really get the added bonus here of being able to run PS2 and GameCube with some modifications in some cases. Certainly not perfect. Don't expect to be playing the full library here without any modifications. So you will need some tweaking here and there. But I think for below 100, for some countries, just slightly above 100, even with shipping costs, this is a really, really great handheld for you, or maybe to give to someone for Christmas. And I don't think there is anything better in terms of bang for the buck here. Clear recommendation on my end. If you don't have already something comparable in your handheld collection, this one is going to get you really far for below 100 and really close to decent, or actually it will get you to a decent PS2 and GameCube emulation. It will not be perfect, as I said, but again, you know, price to performance ratio, I think is great. Probably the best you will find below 100 for 2025. So I hope you enjoyed this video of my quick unboxing review. If you like it, then please click like and obviously subscribe to my channels for some further content. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.